I'm so excited to talk to you today about neuroplasticity, and all that is the brain's ability to regenerate after an injury.
Welcome to Therapy Thursdays here on Louisiana Living. I'm Dr. Jerry Yarborough, physical therapist and owner of physical therapy and balance centers across the region. So as you know, each week we're talking about impairments and how physical therapy or occupational therapy can help you overcome those impairments. And today we have a special guest, Dr. Rachel Atkins. She's one of our therapists here, and she's going to talk to you about neuroplasticity.
Yes.
Whew, big word.
I'm so excited to talk to you today about neuroplasticity, and all that is the brain's ability to regenerate after an injury. You know, not too long ago, we actually thought that once neurons were damaged, that they were not able to heal. But in recent years, we have learned that we actually can promote new growth of neurons after a brain injury specifically. So a brain injury could be a tumor, it could be an infection like a meningitis, it could be a traumatic injury, even including a concussion, all the way to severe brain injuries. It could be a stroke. Any insult to the brain is considered a brain injury. And so now that we know that we have this ability to grow and regenerate neurons, neuroplasticity, think of plastic like a Play-Doh, we can model the brain. We want to know how we can do this. And I hope that you find this information useful. Maybe you have had a brain injury or you know someone who has that can use these techniques in order to promote proper growth of these neurons. Now, there are a lot of important principles of neuroplasticity, but today I just want to focus on a few. The first one is being task-specific or relevant to daily life. We call this functional exercise. So if you have an orthopedic injury, let's say a shoulder injury, it's fairly straightforward. You do exercises to strengthen the muscles of the shoulder and stretch the tight muscles. But in a brain injury, the injury is to the central nervous system. So we need to target the brain itself, and the way we do that is by doing real life movements and real life exercise. So the exercises need to be relevant to the person. Let's say someone is struggling with strength in their legs. Rather than doing leg kicks, I'm gonna have them do real life movements to strengthen the connection between the legs and the brain. For example, sit to stands. So the person can sit in a chair and practice standing up and down. Now, this is a kicker, but don't be disheartened, it's possible. With neuroplasticity, the repetitions each day must be from anywhere from 300 to 1,000 repetitions. You gotta work your way up to it, but repetition is one of the most important factors for proper neuroplasticity. So whatever it is you are doing, you must do it as much as possible throughout the day. Another example would be reaching into a cabinet or reaching to a counter. If you're having trouble moving your limb, your upper body after a brain injury, you can practice reaching for a cup, for example. Maybe the cup is filled with water to give you a little more weight if you can tolerate that. Or reaching up into a cabinet for a spice if you're having trouble reaching up. If you're having trouble with your balance or moving, then you can come to the laundry room and reach down to get things out of the dryer or the washer, and go to the other side. Another thing that's very important for neuroplasticity is to engage your senses as much as possible. And so I'll just give a couple recommendations for those. The most important one that I like to use is music. So while you're doing these movements that we've talked about, sit to stand, reaching, leaning for laundry, add some music to it. Not only does that really highlight the brain's activity, but it also improves your mood and your motivation, and it's connected to improved coordination of movements. So any sensory, whether it's music or smells, the laundry detergent, the spices, all of that is going to engage the brain and really help promote all of those positive factors for healing, so that you can have the greatest recovery possible.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Rachel. That was some great information. And most of us didn't even know some of that. Like how many reps did you say?
300 to 1,000 a day.
300 to 1,000 reps. Wow, that's a lot. But you know, if you want to regain your function, it's important that
Absolutely.
you do that. So those are great tips to help people. This is really a topic or an impairment that you're really going to need some physical therapy intervention.
Absolutely.
So give us a call. Guys, remember you have direct access across the region. And we'll see you next time for another topic on another impairment. Thanks.